Welcome to this week's What's for Dinner video. My name is Ashley. I'm going to be showing you 3 different meals I made this past week. I don't always follow recipes exactly, but if you're interested, I've linked some similar recipes down below. The first dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some chicken parm over pasta. So the first step is to just work on your breading for the chicken. So I'm just mixing together a couple of eggs. Then I'm going to get some Italian breadcrumbs ready to go. For my chicken parm, I'm going to use 1 large chicken breast. I'm just butterflying that in half. Next, I will put some plastic wrap on it and use my mallet to kind of thin out the chicken pieces. We both prefer just kind of thinner pieces of meat, chicken especially. I'm just going to lightly salt both sides of the chicken. Next, I'm going to bread the chicken, so I'm going to dump the chicken in the egg wash mixture and then into the breadcrumbs. Make sure both sides are nice and coated. At this point, I have a little bit of oil heating up in my pan. I'm just going to take both chicken pieces and fry them both on each side. Get them nice and brown. They will probably fully cook, but it is okay if they don't because these will go into the oven. After a couple minutes, once it was nice and brown on the one side, I just took my fork to flip them. I just drained off the excess oil for this chicken breast and set it aside, and I'm going to work on the other one. Again, once they're nice and brown on each side, you want to remove them. I just set them aside on this other baking sheet to put all the rest of the toppings. For my chicken parm, I do keep it pretty simple. I'm just using some jarred marinara, just my store's brand, and I'm just going to scoop that on top, put a good amount, and then I'm going to top it with some Monterey Jack cheese, not necessarily Parmesan, but do as you please. And then, of course, for some decoration, I'm just going to sprinkle on some dried parsley. I just baked this in the oven at 350 until the cheese was melted, and then I broiled. To go along with our chicken parm and pasta, I'm just going to make a quick side salad. I love just getting these romaine hearts and using one for dinner. This is how everything looked when it was done. 10 out of 10 dinner. This is the only marinara pasta I actually like. The next dinner I'm going to be showing you, I made some Salsa Verde enchiladas with some rice and a side salad. These are seriously my favorite enchiladas ever. I am just going to start off with my Mexican rice as always. I'm just using 1 cup of white rice and I just toast it in a little bit of oil in my pan. At the same time, I do have a couple chicken breasts cooking in my Instant Pot to use for the enchiladas. After it has slightly toasted, I'm going to add in all my seasonings. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic salt, and half a teaspoon of cumin. Next, I'm going to add in my tomato sauce. I'm adding in a little more than half a can of tomato sauce. Next, I'm going to add in all my liquids, 2 cups of water and 1 teaspoon of chicken bouillon and 1 teaspoon of tomato bouillon. For Mexican rice, you just want to stir that all together and bring it up to a simmer/boil. Once you do that, you want to turn it down and put a lid on it and don't touch it for like 20 minutes. Next, it is time to work on my chicken. I'm just taking those chicken breasts and shredding them up. I also kept a little bit of the juice from the Instant Pot just to kind of make everything nice and soft and juicy. First, I'm just going to add in a little bit of the green enchilada sauce and a couple spoonfuls of sour cream. Next, I'm adding in 2 full cans of green diced chilies. For my seasonings, I'm going to use some garlic salt, onion powder, chili powder, and cumin. And of course, I need to add in a nice handful of some Monterey Jack cheese. So it's time to assemble the enchiladas. First, you're really supposed to spray the pan, but I forgot. And then add in some enchilada sauce to the bottom so nothing sticks. I just like to warm up my tortillas in the microwave by making them a little damp and then softening them. It's just easier. I think the authentic way is to fry them until they're soft, but we're just gonna skip that step. So I just like to fill my corn tortilla with a good amount of mixture. We like them nice and filled. Rolled them and then placed them seam side down in the enchilada sauce. This made 2 full pans of enchiladas. We had them for days. So once I was done rolling up 1 pan of the enchiladas, it was time to top them with some more enchilada sauce and then Monterey Jack cheese. At this point, you should have your oven heating up to 350 degrees. I bake mine completely uncovered at 350 degrees until the cheese is all melted, the sauce is bubbly, and then I just broil to make the tops a little bit browned. This is how everything looked when it was done. Just served it with the Mexican rice and some salad on the side. My favorite meal, seriously, like ever. The last dinner I'm going to be showing you, I just made a little chicken and veggie stir fry. I can eat chicken and rice for days. I am starting out chopping a bit of a yellow onion that I had left over just into little slices. You kind of want them sliced rather than diced. Next, I am taking some chicken thighs. I'm trying to incorporate chicken thighs in certain meals because I think they just work better in certain meals, but the fat does scare me, so you'll see I trim off a lot of fat. So I'm just going to work on chopping up my chicken thighs into small little strips. I have my wok heating up with a little bit of oil in it. I'm going to first saute up my onion. At the same time, I do have just some white rice cooking in a separate pot. I'm just going to saute up my onion on pretty high heat until they are kind of brown, slightly softened, but I don't want them soggy. I do want still a little bite to them. Nothing smells better than sauteing onions. Once they had softened and slightly browned, I just removed them to a separate bowl. Next, I'm going to add in my chicken thighs. These are completely unseasoned. I'm going to add in some sauces later. I'm just going to get these nice and browned. I'm just going to toss this chicken around to make sure it gets all the way cooked. I do have my wok set pretty high to kind of get rid of a lot of that moisture. I'm going to add back in my onions just to get them a little bit more soft. I am steaming a bag of broccoli as well to add into the chicken. I'm going to add in a little bit of soy sauce. Next, I'm going to add in my cooked broccoli. This is where I would do differently. I would add in the broccoli last because I felt like the broccoli just got a little soggy and it's not exactly what I wanted. After I added in the broccoli, I added in my stir fry sauce. This is just a Trader Joe's stir fry sauce. Again, I would do the sauce first next time. Either way, this was absolutely delicious. This is how everything looked when it was done. I just served it over rice and then we added some more sauce on top. Such a quick but light meal. Thank you so much for watching this week's What's for Dinner video. Make sure you come back next week for another one.